We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Patriot Lifting, guys. Today, we are running the 165, and we're out here doing some precast. It's like roofing precast. It's kind of weird. You can look up here and see them, but you can see them right here. Basically, just set them on the beams, and we got to do this side. See how there's nothing up there? But we're gonna move the 165 up about 20 feet, just so we'll be able to reach all this side. We already finished this whole side of the roof, so we're gonna get this puppy started. We just broke it down, put some of the counterweight on the trailer. We gotta swing the trailer around, put it right here, pull the crane up, pick up the pads, put them down, and then we'll be ready to go. Set back up, put the counterweight back on, put 2 parts of line in, and we'll be good to go. We'll be out here tomorrow, finishing this side. We got 6 trucks coming tomorrow with I think there's like 15 of them on each truck. So we'll just be swinging them up, putting them on, coming back down, and then on Friday we got another 6 trucks, and then we got to do some concrete that they like fill in the holes or whatever. I don't really know what they do up there. I just lift stuff and put it up there for them. Whatever they ask me to do, that's what I do. And then we'll be good to go. I think that's about it, but let's get this crane set up and ready to go for tomorrow. So we got the lull pulling around. Basically what we're doing with the lull, we're gonna drop the suspension on the crane, and we're gonna drive it forward, and then we'll be able to just grab the lull and pick up the pads with the lull, so we don't have to set up the crane to put the pads down. So it'll make it a little bit easier for us to set up and everything. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're using the lull for. So we're gonna go ahead and drop the suspension, pull the outriggers in, and then we're gonna move the pads up. So. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I just got water on me. Ugh. Okay. basically the gravel's really light, or it's not packed down. So Justin's stuck right now. So we gotta reach all the way over yonder. And we gotta, and we gotta pick these counterweights up. Put 4 parts of line it. Whoa. Not 4 parts. We already got 4 parts of line. We're gonna take 4 parts out, put 2 parts, and we're gonna be all ready for tomorrow. And we're gonna get this party started, if you know what I mean. All right, everyone. We just finished setting up the crane, or resetting up the crane. We just moved it up about 15 feet, maybe 20, so we can do this side of the building. Should be no problem. We got 196 feet of boom in this thing, so. But we're gonna come back tomorrow. We've got 6 trucks tomorrow to unload, and then that stack right there, we'll probably be putting up 2, and then 6 trucks on Friday, and then we'll be out of here. We'll have to break down the crane, take it back to the shop, and then we'll be moving on to the next job. But that's the end of this job, for today at least. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow, and you'll see us get to put a couple on or something. All right, what is up, guys? Welcome back to, whoa. Probably should give it a little throttle for her boom up. She's still cold. Anyway, what is up, guys? Welcome back to Patriot Lifting. Where our cranes require throttle to boom up. So today we got the 165 out here on a precast job. She's fully loaded up. She's got 88,500 pounds of counterweight on. Got her mats out, and we're ready to go. So I'm just gonna get scoped out, and we're gonna start rocking and rolling here. Guess what I got? So, I've been wanting this ever since we started. It's a special piece of rigging that I just think is really cool. They're really useful, but it's really expensive to get them. So, tell you a little backstory. This company that I used to work for, it was a paving company, and they always were great to work for because I just showed up and I lifted stuff. They already had all the rigging. If they needed rigging, they went out and bought it. So they went out and bought this special 4-way chain set, which is not necessarily that special, but to me they were special. And they were good for 40,000 pounds. And I said, man, that is a really nice set of chains. So I hadn't talked to the guy in a little while, and I saw him at my son's basketball game. His grandson was playing against my son or whatever. And I just said, hey, and made contact or whatever. He called me a little bit later and said, hey, I got something you might be interested in. And he called me and he said, we're moving shop and they want everything gone. And lo and behold, he said, you want these chains? So just take a look in the back of my truck. I'm so stoked to use those. I just want to put them on the hook right now. I don't know what we lift, but I just want to put them on the hook. I'm just excited to see them. But yeah, I think they're good for 39,000, right at 39,000. And they're adjustable. They're just super nice. So they're very hard to get. When you do get them, I got a quote about 2 weeks ago from a rigging company to make some, and it was going to be over $6,000 to make a set of 4-way chains. Crazy. So, moral of the story, just stay patient, I guess. It'll just come to you. Man, I'm so excited to use those. I can't wait. So right now he's just checking his pins on all of his shackles, and they have some.
You gotta take a picture of the battery for that for your mic.
Okay, that sounds good. They have some shackles that have just like a bolt with a nut on it, and then you can put a pin, like a cotter pin in it. And that's really the type of shackles that you probably need for this, because these are kind of, they get used a lot and they kind of wiggle loose. So he's just got to double check them all the time, make sure that they're still good. But it's really not a big deal. It's just different types of shackles are used for different things. And the pin type shackle with the nut on it, or the bolt type shackle with the nut on it, and the cotter pin is a better fit for this application. So these concrete slabs weigh right at about 5,000 pounds. We're rigging and everything. Rigging, block, and everything, we're looking at about 7,800 total. I think probably the weakest point of our rigging is probably just those cables, to be honest with you. It's not that strap. That strap we put in between there is good for 13.9 in a single, in a straight line pull, and it's doubled, so it's good for, you know, 27.8 or something, so. All right, looking good, feeling good, ready to go. I think where we left off yesterday was about 100-foot radius. Cabling up, going ahead, taking it out, because I know I need to be at around 90 to 100 feet. That way I can just swing it over. At an 83-foot radius right now. Said I went too far. All looks like we're starting off on this end of the building. We got about a 60-foot radius. We're gonna be walking them in. So next one, probably be about 65-foot radius. Zach's been doing this job, so I really don't have the vibes of how they're working yet, but they seem really cool. That first fix always a little bit weird. You always got to kind of feel out where you're going, and with stuff like this, with trusses, anything that's going to be kind of walking back or walking a certain way, you just got to figure out where your starting point is. So it takes a little bit of time to get them to guide you into the right place. Once you know where you're going, you can swing back there quickly, but first one's always a little bit slow. Yeah, 65-foot radius. Dead on. Alright, get it down low. We'll start walking it out to where they need it. This crane, you start listening for that hiss. You don't want it to get away from you. You get a lot of boom out, you start booming down. It should go down fast. So you just crack that valve and listen for that hiss. Same as with the boom truck too. Ruby, you can't hear it that much, but you just barely crack that valve. You can always hear that hydraulic fluid hissing. That's how you know you're going to start moving. So I know that I'm at a 65-foot radius. I'm picking 5,000 pounds, and in order to not be in a bind with this truck, I either need to swing right as I'm picking up or just boom up slightly. So I'm going to maintain my radius and just opt to boom up just a little bit. Get it off of that other one. Then we'll be good to go. So I think this next radius, I'm gonna guess, is probably gonna be around 68, maybe 69. So I'm just gonna go to 69, and we'll see what they say. You really have to be careful with too is I run everything most of the time in high speed, unless I'm like setting counterweights or doing something really meticulous. I run everything in high speed. It's just I prefer to have that quick maneuverability. I don't necessarily go in high speed. I just have the choice with my joysticks to go as fast as I want, and I want it all there when I need it. One of the things though about lifting something like this, these 5,000 pound slabs, is you gotta resist the temptation to just jerk back on the winch, because what that does is that kind of shock loads the boom in a way. You'll get your load bouncing, and you won't be able to do anything about a bounce. You'll just have to wait until it's done. I mean, there's nothing you can do. So if you're running in high speed, if you're lifting anything heavy, you need to resist the urge or the temptation to just jerk back on the winch. It's not good, and it'll make you look real bad. Ask me how I know. Catch that swing a little bit. There we go.
trailer's leaning sideways now. See that trailer tip up a little bit? Got 20,000 pounds all on one side now. Might not be the best for it. Who knows? So this far side is going to be, what, 60, yeah, 60, 69, 70-ish. Yeah, there we go. Yep. This thing definitely rotates and spins a lot better with that strap on there, you know, so that's cool. Everything about these jobs just fascinates me. It's fascinating to me how, like, look at this building. There's block on the outside. It's all these little metal studs, and we're setting 5,000 pound slabs of concrete on every 4 feet on top of these tiny little, puny little metal studs. Like, on every floor. Engineers being engineers. I don't know how many pounds of this concrete is on the roof, but this is just every floor. That's not even including the roof or any roofing material that goes onto the roof. That's an amazing amount of weight on this structure. It's just crazy to me that we can just pile all that on those puny little metal wall studs. You know, get back to the next lift as quick as possible. My particular style of operating is I like to lean more towards the slow and the smooth side, and if I can go fast, that's great, but fast is not really my priority. It's just making the guys feel safe, you know, dropping the rig in so it's not like hitting them in the head, and just being very predictable. Just predictably coming in at the same speed every time so that they can, that builds trust. They don't know it, but that builds trust in me from them. So they see that crane coming every time. They know how long it's going to take, and we get into a good rhythm that way, and there's no unexpected unexpected wildness of the crane. So they don't have to kind of fear for their safety or worry about getting out of the way or anything like that. Cables slapping them in the head, you know, crazy stuff like that. So I think that is part of what makes a good crane operator, is establishing that trust with the guys on the ground, so they know whatever happens, if something does get a little wild, it's not going to get too wild. Gearing from spotters or signal guys of any kind is when I'm on a rooftop, they give me, 10 foot, 5 foot, 3 foot, 2 foot, 1 foot. They give me those measurements as to how far how far off the roof I am. And what that does is enable me to listen to my clicker and know how fast my winch is going. And when I get down to that 2 foot mark, I'll slow down to click, 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 click. And if I get down to 1 foot, I might go click, click, click. And I might slow down even further. But that's what that clicker does. It indicates how fast my winch is going when I can't see anything. I don't really know how fast I'm cabling down. And you can watch that block, but all you see is blue sky. I mean, you can't really tell how fast it's going. So that's why you need to rely on the clicker, and you need to have a good spotter that is able to tell you how far off the roof you are, so that you'll know how fast to go. So the last thing you want to do is just drop something down too fast, or them be waiting on you and you're 30 feet above the rooftop and you're going an inch a minute. That kind of sucks too. One thing that is really nice about having these long boom cranes, like this one's got 197 in it. One thing that's really nice about setting pieces like this is you might have way more boom out than you need. But the advantage to that is when these guys are pushing loads around and they have to move it 3 inches or something like that, if you've got that block sucked way up to the tip of your boom, there's not a lot of room for that load to move. It's very hard, and it might take 2 or 3 people. Whereas if you have a bunch of cable hanging down, you can push that load, 6 inches or a foot real easy, and it'll stay there a lot longer than wanting to swing back. So it gives the riggers a lot more flexibility to place things where they need to place them when you've got a lot more boom out than you need, because it relieves a lot of up and down tension. You got a lot more flexibility with all that cable hanging down, so they can push it to where they need it. You don't have to be dead on every time. You just get close. One thing you want to do when you set something down like that, if you just cabled down and they ask you to pick it back up, don't maintain your radius. All you need to do is just cable back up. If you set it down and you maintain your radius to set it down, then you need to maintain your radius going back up again. But if you just cable down like I just did, then you just cable back up, because that boom tip is flexing. If you maintain your radius, well, your boom is back here and the load's over here, and you set it down with your boom kind of bent. So you're gonna be off. So don't maintain your radius if you set something down and you go to pick it back up again. Just let that boom just kind of bend back down and go back out to that radius again.
You can cable on up, man.
Well, cameraman's got to go to another job. I'm gonna stay here and swing these slabs. I got like 5 or 6 more trucks today, and then I think we got some trucks tomorrow. So I think we're gonna be here a few more days. So I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Until then, keep your booms up.
Is it too dark in here?
No, you're good.
Alright, so Are you recording? Oh.